Chicago's Big 95.5, Brooke Taylor at our Miller Lite presents Big Country Christmas with the best present of them all, y'all. Carly Pearce, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Welcome back to Chicago officially as a bride.
Thank you.
You are officially a wife. How do you feel?
I know. Oh my gosh. I feel great. It's so exciting, and we're getting ready to go on our honeymoon, which is awesome. And I feel like I just have to give you all of the bride advice to do everything that I forgot to do, like soak in the moments and all that stuff. So
Listen,
we have to have talks.
My mom was always like, she was like, you gotta ask everybody, whoever's engaged, when they, after their wedding, ask them all the questions. Like I was just with Chris and Lauren Lane, and she was telling me all the things. She was like, soak it in, girl. It goes by like a snap of a finger. So
yes, you don't even realize how fast it's gonna go.
And it looks so beautiful. What was your favorite part about the whole day?
Oh my gosh, I think the fact we booked the venue because of the outdoor space, and it ended up not just raining. It was like beautiful in Nashville for 2 months, and then the day of our wedding it like downpoured, and just in that moment I realized that none of that mattered, and it ended up being beautiful and awesome and totally what it was like supposed to be about.
Well, and I feel like the big old like myth or like rumor thing that they say is like when it rains on your wedding, it's good luck.
It's what I hear. Well, we got a lot of luck because it poured.
Well, there you go. Luck forever, and for the kids and for the family from now until forever, right?
Yes.
Well, I want to talk to you about this new album coming out. It's available for pre-order. You let us all know all the songs on it. Michael's on the album. And I know this is super special to you because on the little corner on the side you say produced by Busby. And just having that piece on there. And I know for those watching, you know, Busby's such a huge part of the country music family, and having this album produced by him and kind of like letting this big piece of work out after the tragedy that happened. What is this like for you for this album, and how important is that?
Oh my gosh, well he signed me in 2015 to a publishing deal. He wrote every little thing with me. He was like family to me. He was one of my closest friends and mentors, and this is the last record that he finished before he passed away, and he turned the record in 10 days before he was diagnosed with brain cancer. So it's bittersweet, it's surreal, but it's also like this record to me has so much, I hope it has so much life and brings so much to his legacy, because it is the last piece of his legacy that he made, and I feel like it's full circle and such a God thing that it ended up ending with me, because I was kind of like his first artist that he really started from the ground up.
Super special, such a gift.
Yeah,
right?
It is a gift.
I love it. Well, 2020 is almost here. I mean, 2019 flew by.
It did.
This year's been crazy for you, putting out, you know, getting ready for this new album, getting married, all the fun things. What was your favorite part of 2019?
Ooh, I mean, getting married was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'd have to say getting married. And then, honestly, I mean, so many things, but just what is happening with this song, I Hope You're Happy Now, is like really just like taking me back. I feel like this next record is just taking me back to like what I do best, and which is talk about ex-boyfriends pretty much. But just, I don't know, I'm just really proud of the work that I created this year.
And I love that you said that, because I remember you were on stage accepting your first award, and you're just like, thank you for breaking my heart. And I was like, yes, girl, that's for every girl that's ever been broken up with and like
it's
heartbroken.
So true. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think Heartbreak it's served me well in life.
Right?
So
No kidding.
I welcome it. So ladies, it's okay.
Heck yeah. So tell us more about this new album, sort of the vibe of it. You said getting back to me and like who you are as an artist. So tell us about that.
So much has happened to me in the last few years, and I really wanted to make sure that was a representation of this record, and I feel like it's who I am, that everybody knows. You know, I want to be that female, kind of like the voice that you remember from 90s country for the girls, and I want to be that generation, or that girl for this generation. And it's just like a lot of what has been happening, which is, you know, ending a relationship, closing a chapter, finding love, realizing life is short. It's just a lot of personal stuff and just an evolution of me.
Yeah, and I've said that from day one. I remember the first time meeting you, we were at some random place in the middle of nowhere, a suburb of Chicago.
Yes, I remember.
You opened up for Trent Harmon, right?
Yes, I remember. We were talking upstairs.
Yeah.
I remember.
And I was like, girl, you remind me of riding around in the car with my grandma and my mom, just like listening to that, just like 90s country music. You just bring that soul back into it, and that's what I think a lot of people love about you the most, which is so great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, before we go, I have a question from my mom. You know, she always asks the last question in all my interviews. But 2020, everybody's going to start asking you what your New Year's resolution is. Do you have something that you're thinking about for next year that you're like, okay, I'm going to stick to it?
This is kind of not going to be easy. I would like to find more balance in my life.
Yeah.
I feel like I just with the crazy life that we all live in this industry, you kind of just have a hard time figuring out what that is. And now that I'm married and just really trying to prioritize that and family and also work and just trying to find balance in life.
It's important. Mental health is so important, and people don't get to see the behind the scenes of what it takes to be Carly Pearce. You never sleep. You're always on the road. You're away from Michael. It's hard. It's tough.
It's just difficult, and it's the sacrifice that we all make, and it's amazing, but also just making sure you're taking care of yourself, too, so that you can be your best self at all times.
For sure. All right, let's get Patty out. Let's see what Patty has to say.
Patty!
Today. She's on the road right now. My parents, they drive a semi-truck for a living, so this is Patty in the truck.
Hi, Carly. How is being on the road now that you're married any different from before? Also, do you have any advice for Brooke, since how she's about to get married in a few months?
Patty's so
Patty
pumped.
Great show.
She wants that advice.
She's ready.
Let's see. Yes, it's different. I feel like we got married and we chose to have our honeymoon later, but we just haven't seen each other, so I kind of feel like it was a dream that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I think I'm realizing how much that's important to figure out time. And my biggest piece of advice is I rolled my eyes so much at people for being like, it's going to go by so fast. It flies by. And then you go, oh my gosh, I don't know that I just paid attention to the schedule instead of like really soaking in the moment. So soak it in.
And something's going to go wrong, right?
It poured rain. It's going to go wrong, and it's going to be totally fine.
It's going to be just fine.
It's going to be great.
I love it. Well, Carly, thanks for being here tonight at our Big Country Christmas. We love you.
Love y'all.
The best gift of them all, y'all.